E aí galera, tudo bem com vocês? Eu sou o Teacher Júnior e você está no canal Inglês com Jesus. No vídeo de hoje você irá aprender a história bíblica de Jonas. Eu vou contar a história e vocês irão acompanhar no quadro. Na parte de cima está transcrito em inglês e na parte de baixo em português. Você pode pausar o vídeo para proceder melhor com seus estudos. Então bora buscar a Deus e estudar inglês com The Story of Jonah.
The story of Jonah. Jonah runs away from the Lord. There was a prophet called Jonah, who was a messenger of God. One day, God told Jonah, "Go to the great city of Nineveh, tell people to stop sinning and obey me." It was a hard task that made Jonah afraid, because the people of Nineveh were doing a lot of evil things. Jonah was so afraid that instead of obeying God, he tried to run away from the Lord. He went to Joppa and found a ship that was going to the city of Tarshish. Jonah thought that was a great idea, so he paid for the trip and got on the ship. How foolish Jonah was to think he could hide from God. Jonah was tired, so he went down to the bottom of the ship to take a nap. God was very angry with Jonah and brought a great storm. The ship was tossing and turning in the middle of the sea. Everyone was really scared. They didn't know what to do. The sailors started throwing the cargo into the sea to lighten the ship, but nothing helped. The storm got worse and the waves were getting bigger and bigger. All the sailors started praying to their gods. The captain went down and were surprised to see Jonah sleeping peacefully and said, "Wake up! Why are you sleeping? Don't you care about sinking? Hurry up! Get up and ask your God to make this storm stop. Maybe He will hear your prayer and save us." The sailors said to each other, "We should draw lots to find out who is responsible for this calamity." The lots showed that the troubles came because of Jonah, so they asked him, "What have you done? Where do you come from? Who are your people?" Jonah said to them, "I am a Hebrew. I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land. I was running away from God." The sailors got scared and asked Jonah, "What should we do to you till the sea come down?" Jonah said, "Just throw me into the sea and it will come down. I know it's my fault that this great storm has come upon you." Instead, the men tried to row the ship back to the shore, but they couldn't do it. The wind and the waves of the sea were becoming stronger and stronger. When the sailors realized they had no other option, prayed for the forgiveness of God, and threw Jonah into the water. And like a miracle, the storm stopped and the sea became calm. The sailors were amazed at God's power and knew that Jonah's God was the true God, and they started worshiping Him. When Jonah fell into the sea, he was sinking into the dark water, and God sent a very big fish to swallow him. Jonah was afraid and thought he was going to die. But God had other plans. It was not the end of Jonah. While Jonah was in the stomach of the fish, he had time to think and get things right with God. He stayed inside the fish's belly for 3 days. Jonah prayed, confessing his disobedience, and told God that he would accomplish the task this time. Then the Lord commanded the fish, and it vomited Jonah onto dry land. After finding himself alive, Jonah obeyed the word of the Lord and went to the city of Nineveh. He preached and warned them that the city would be destroyed in 40 days. Jonah was not happy. He thought people wouldn't repent and they would all die. To Jonah's surprise, everyone listened to God's message and became very sad over their wickedness. For days they cried and prayed, asking God to have mercy. Jonah still believed that God would destroy them. He climbed and sat down on the top of a mountain out of the city and waited to see what would happen to Nineveh. When God saw what they did and how they turned from their evil ways, God forgave them all. Jonah became angry and complained to God. He didn't understand why God would not punish them. That day was really hot. To teach Jonah a lesson, God provided a vine and made it grow up to give him shade and protect from the sun. Jonah was happy about the plant. But at dawn the next day, God sent a worm to eat the vine and take away the shade that was protecting Jonah. When the sun rose, it started burning on Jonah's head. He was angry and wanted to die. Then God said to Jonah, "Is it right for you to be angry because this plant? You have been concerned about this plant, that you did not tend or make it grow. It sprang up overnight and died overnight. You didn't do anything to keep it alive." In Nineveh there were men, women, and children that never knew me or loved me until you arrive. Shouldn't I still care about them? Then Jonah realized that God was a God of mercy and love. He learned that all the people are precious to God, and when they stopped sinning and obey Him, He will forgive, protect, and bless them all. Jonah fell on his knees and started worshiping God.
E aí, aprenderam bastante com a história de Jonas? Lembrando que você pode ver o vídeo várias vezes com e sem o acompanhamento da tradução. Se você ainda não é inscrito no canal, se inscreva e deixe seu like. E fique ligado nos próximos vídeos. God bless you. See you next time.